Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big ideas shaping our world. Today, we are talking about a massive change in how we all consume media. It's this shift away from just having an audience to building powerful, year-round fandoms. So get this. According to new data from Deloitte, a full 80% of us now identify as a fan of something. Could be a TV show, a sports team, a creator, anything really. We've basically become a world of fans. Okay, so let's really unpack that, because that one number, it's changing literally everything about media. It's not just about what you watch anymore, it's about the worlds you want to live inside. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with this new fandom era, then look at why fans are so valuable. We'll uncover a huge gap in the industry, talk about building a better system, and then see how AI is going to fuel the whole thing. Finally, we'll look at what this all means for the future. All right, first things first, let's just set the stage. The media world is absolutely exploded. There are endless choices, and everyone is fighting for your attention. In this new battleground, fandom has become the most valuable currency there is. I mean, just think about your own day. We're spending a huge chunk of it, about 6 hours, on media. And yeah, almost all of us subscribe to streaming services, but we're not loyal. 41% of us have canceled a subscription in the last 6 months. So what actually keeps us hooked? Well, it's not always the big movie stars. A third of us feel a way stronger bond with the creators we follow online. The game has totally changed. And that brings us to the hero of this story, the fan. Because it turns out that being a fan isn't just a feeling, it makes you an absolute economic powerhouse. Just look at these numbers. Fans spend almost an hour more per day on media and entertainment. That is a massive amount of attention. And, they really put their money where their mouth is, spending way more each month. And you can really see that spending gap here. Fans are dropping over 25% more cash every single month on their streaming subscriptions. They're the VIP customers that every single service is trying to win over. And their engagement goes so much deeper than just watching stuff. Check this out. A full 75% of fans are also gamers. Compare that to just about half of non-fans. See, they're not just consumers, they're active participants. So you'd think if fans are this valuable, the industry would be rolling out the red carpet for them, right? Well, that brings us to a huge problem. There's this major disconnect between how these companies work and how fans actually live, right? If fans are this loyal, this engaged, and this willing to spend their money, then why are media companies so bad at holding on to them between seasons or movie releases? Because the whole fan journey is it's broken. Think about it. Over half of us find new stuff to watch on social media. Then we jump over to a streaming service to watch it. But here's the crazy part. To actually talk about it, to theorize, to engage with the community, you have to leave and go somewhere else entirely. And this, right here, is the core of the problem. The entire industry is built for these big, splashy release moments, a premiere, a finale. But for a fan, the conversation, the passion, it never stops. They live always on, 365 days a year. And this gap, it has real costs. Companies lose our attention, our money gets spread out all over the place, and they have to spend a fortune marketing to us again and again for every new thing. But the biggest cost? They're basically flying blind. They're missing all the data about what we, their best customers, actually want. But all of this, it creates a massive opportunity. And that leads us to the solution. Building a whole new kind of media ecosystem, one that's designed from the ground up for the always-on fan. And look, this isn't just some business school idea. It's exactly what fans are asking for. 40% of them are literally saying, hey, could you please just put all the stuff from my favorite show or movie in one single place? The benefits of doing this are just enormous. You keep fans around for way longer, you open up all new ways to make money, think merch, live events, and you finally start to understand your community because you're gathering all that rich data. Okay, but let's be real. How could any company create enough content to keep millions of fans engaged all year round? The scale of that seems impossible, for humans anyway. The answer, you guessed it, is AI. Generative AI is really the engine that can make this always-on world a reality. And what's interesting is fans are pretty open to it. They want AI to whip up personalized highlight reels or custom news updates about their favorite universe. And get this, about a quarter of them even want to use AI to co-create their own stories, like alternate endings. And they're willing to make a deal to get these cool new experiences.
This number is huge. Almost 70% of younger fans are cool with sharing their personal data if it means getting more tailored, meaningful content. The whole game has changed.
So, what this all means is that the industry has to completely change how it thinks. It needs to stop chasing one off hits and start building long term relationships. And that means we need a whole new way to measure success.
So instead of obsessing over opening weekend numbers, the new North Star is something called Fandom Lifetime Value, or FLV. It's all about measuring the total value of a fan across their entire journey with a story or a brand. So, really, the big takeaway here is this: the future isn't about creating these quick, flashy moments. The winning play is to bring everything together, make it personal for every single fan, and then engage with them all year long. Which leaves us with one final question to think about. As these immersive, always-on worlds get built, the real question for you, as a fan, is which ones are good enough for you to actually live in and day out, long after the credits have rolled.